Good evening. Victoria's religious and political leaders are calling for calm after a weekend of violence on the streets sparked by the conflict in the Middle East. As Eliza Rugg reports, a cyclist carrying an Israeli flag was attacked on Chappel Street.
Chappel Street, outside Bridie O'Reilly's, just before 8 o'clock last night.
It was first a lady that approached me, started to argue me about why do you support Israel.
Ronan Martin Cohen was part of an Israeli convoy when he says he was ambushed by the woman, then two men.
And I was pushed to the ground and then they kicked me, mainly in the chest and back.
Police are investigating. They're also trying to identify the driver of this Toyota Hilux ute that mounted a curb in Caulfield on Friday, narrowly missing a man and a woman holding up Israeli flags.
There's an epidemic of anti-Semitism which is spiralling out of control.
Further up Hawthorne Road, a synagogue was evacuated after a protest outside turned ugly.
We do not want to see again a repeat of what occurred on Friday night.
It's led to an extra 60 police being put on patrol in the area. Some want more.
I'm not satisfied at this point with what the government's doing on this. I think it's been caught a little flat-footed.
Organisers of Friday's protest have since apologised, stating they didn't realise the synagogue was metres away, adding the event was meant as a show of support for a Palestinian-owned burger restaurant they believe was torched in a hate crime. The Islamic Society of Victoria says it's not an isolated incident, and people peacefully attending pro-Palestine protests in the city are also copping abuse.
Being accused of supporting terrorism, and that is creating a really unsafe environment for many Muslims. We don't want any aggression, we don't want any violence, and we don't want any hate.
Let's make sure that Melbourne, which is a tolerant, pluralistic, accepting city, is not torn apart by these tensions.
Eliza, extra police patrols have started in the inner southeast tonight.
Yes, Pete, and those patrols will take place day and night for the next 2 weeks around areas of worship like here in St Kilda, as well as in Caulfield and Balaclava as well. After that 2-week period, police will decide what resources are needed in those areas. In the meantime, we've just got word of another Free Palestine protest that we haven't seen before yet in Melbourne. School students are being encouraged to join a lunchtime walkout on November 23. At lunchtime, they're being encouraged to walk out of school essentially and take part in this protest, and it will end up on the steps of Flinders Street Station. Pete.
Eliza Rugg reporting.